Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you all so much for joining me here today for a brand new pick a card reading. For those of you that are new to my channel, hello and welcome in. My name is Melissa, and today's reading is going to be focusing in on messages for Virgo season. So as I'm recording this video, we are getting ready to move into Virgo season. This is going to be starting on August 23rd through about September 22nd, give or take. So when I think of themes that may come up for us during Virgo season, I think of a couple of different things. One, Virgo being an earth sign, this may be a really important season for all of you when it comes to sort of like your material realm, tangible things. So themes like work, finances, career goals, harvest, things of that nature. Virgo is also a sign, though, that can be dealing with perfectionism. So some of you guys may be dealing with themes around learning to be a little bit less critical of self, learning how to be detail-oriented in your work, but making sure that that perfectionism tendency is not diminishing your own self-worth. And then also, with Virgo being a mutable sign, I think of communication. Things around communication popping up as a theme for some of us during Virgo season. So I am going to leave the reading pretty general. I didn't specifically request to know messages about any of those themes. We're just going to kind of see what comes through for you. For some of you, some of those themes may be sprinkled in to your chosen pile, where for others, maybe Spirit has something totally different for you to be aware of as you navigate the upcoming Virgo season. So just keep that in mind as you're viewing the reading. So let's go ahead and get into a couple of disclaimers. First and foremost, this is a general reading, so please keep in mind that some messages will resonate specifically with your situation while other messages may not. As a best practice, if any message is feeling a little bit confusing, then it's probably not your message. So if it doesn't apply, let it fly. If it's confusing for you, it doesn't fit your situation, it's probably simply a message for someone else. As I always say, please do not get upset if something in a general YouTube reading is not super specific to your personal situation. If you do want to book a personal reading, you can do so. All the details on how are listed in the description box down below. All right, let's go ahead and get into our reading. So starting here on the left, we have pile number 1. And for pile 1, we're working with Pyrite. For pile number 2, we are working with Malachite. And for pile number 3, we are working with Tiger's Eye. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Think about what's coming up for you in this upcoming Virgo season. Go ahead and select the pile or crystal you're feeling the most intuitively connected to, really selecting with your gut instincts versus your eyesight. And once you've made your choice, scroll down to the description box below where you'll locate the timestamp that will take you to your chosen pile. See you there. Hey pile 1, if you guys picked out this beautiful pyrite cluster, this will be your reading to see what's going to be happening for you during Virgo season. So we're going to kick things off here with your astrology cards, and then we have a whole pile here to go through for you. So starting things off, we have Pallas Athena, Think, and we also have Virgo, Digest. So kind of interesting. I was wondering how much earth energy was going to come through in these piles. With this being a Virgo reading, Virgo is an earth sign. Fun fact, I'm a Virgo rising, so I definitely identify with Virgo very well. And what I'm seeing overall energy for you guys during this time is I feel like this is going to be a time for all of you to perhaps be a little bit more detail-oriented about something. Virgo energy coming through is definitely asking us to kind of look at all different aspects of the situation and make sure, kind of going back to what I was sharing in the intro, Virgo can be an energy that's incredibly self-critical at times, over-analyzing at times. And sometimes when we're in that energy of perfectionism, it can definitely take a blow to our self-esteem, right? And it can also kind of, perfectionism can also inhibit us from making progress, right? From being able to harvest fully what we've worked on because that perfectionism energy is holding us up. So I think while you guys are going to be guided during this time to be more detail oriented, there's also a message here around balance and making sure that you're not overdoing it. This card with Virgo really talks about being able to find the use in all aspects of a situation. So even if something isn't working out in the way that you envisioned it, or if there's an aspect of the situation that seems to not be working, there's still a meaning behind it. There's still a way that you can kind of look at that and put it to use, right? So for some of you, this could look like maybe just switching up your approach to a situation, switching up the way you're going about things. If it's about a relationship, maybe it's switching up the way that you engage with that person. So it's not necessarily about throwing out the whole person or throwing out the whole experience. It's about switching up the way you're going about it, right? But I definitely think that there's potential for major harvest during this season as well. Some of your ideas, experiences, projects you're working on, being able to be harvested for you to be able to see results. It just feels like we're in a little bit of a period of reevaluation and readjustment. Now, Pallas Athena, this is all about the way we're thinking about things, which is also interesting because Virgo being a mutable sign ruled by Mercury, that's going to definitely tie in with this energy of thinking because Mercury is all about the way we think and speak. So this card is really talking about taking the lead in the situation. Kind of, I'm getting like solar plexus energy. So knowing and feeling confident in yourself that you have the skills and abilities to show up as the leader in the situation. So kind of you're the one taking the lead on these readjustments that you're making in your life with regard to whatever the situation of significance is. This could be work related for some of you because this card kind of talks about like, it gives an analogy of like, being the person to go into the boardroom and show that you're a leader through the way you talk, the way you present yourself, your ideas, things like that. But it doesn't have to be. Let's continue. So we have door to value. Yes. So I love seeing this for you, pile one. We also have the sun. Yeah. So whatever's happening for you guys this upcoming Virgo season, there's a lot of abundant energy. Like I was saying, harvest energy coming through. This can be like a new opportunity for a lot of you guys being presented, but for most of you, I don't know if it's necessarily a new opportunity or if it's sort of like the seeds you've already planted starting to open up doors for you in a way that they weren't before, right? So maybe a lot of you guys have been working on something and you're just starting to see that door of value opening up. So that you can begin to see the harvest, reap the rewards on your return on your investments, right? So door to value, I mean, this is definitely showing me financial abundance for sure. For a lot of you guys, definitely getting recognition and reward for the hard work that you've put in. And I think the sun is showing me that, again, there's still an energy here of clarity coming through, needing to get clear about the approach that we're taking, how we're going about the situation. I also think the sun for me kind of talks about feeling really good, feeling really happy, feeling really recognized, right? Some of you guys may find yourselves being in the spotlight during Virgo season as well, with kind of the sun shining down on you, maybe getting a lot of attention from other people. But in general, I think that this is about feeling really good about the circumstances that are unfolding ahead of you, and making sure that you're very crystal clear about your path forward through analyzing the situation in a healthy way. Okay. Looking at your tarot cards next, we have a 3 of Cups. We have a Page of Cups. And then we have an Ace of Pentacles. I love this. Yes. So yeah, Ace of Pentacles, kind of going back to that door to value. There is an opportunity for something really abundant to come to fruition in your life during this time. Again, like aces are seeds, right? So for some of you, this is about you guys starting to plant a new seed to be grown into something more. But I don't know why I keep feeling like for group 1, you guys have already, I kind of feel like going into this, you guys have already planted a seed or been trying something out. And it's more so about like reassessing the way that you're showing up to that situation. But either way, this is just further confirming that you have a lot of abundant energy on your path during Virgo season that can grow into something really abundant for you financially. And also, you know, Pentacles also speak to our material realm like Virgo, right? So, think of anything like tangible and stable in your life. This is what this would be referring to, not necessarily only money. But, you know, with our Three of Cups and our Prince of Cups here, Prince of Chalices, or Page of Cups, sorry, I definitely feel like you guys are, there's a lot of emotion coming through here this month as well, which is kind of nice to see. Because, you know, this energy, these are very analytical energies. These are very grounded energies. So it's nice to see it. I feel like you guys are having a lot of fun with this during Virgo season. Like there's an element here of celebration. I'm also noticing here this little baby bird hatching out of the egg. So it's like, I feel like you guys are celebrating the birth of something new. Like you're celebrating this new path, this new journey that you're embarking on in life. And maybe some of you guys are celebrating this with like a group of friends or family. I'm also seeing that for some of you, this abundant energy coming through for you, this door to value, can have to do with relationships, like people that you're working with or collaborating with in some way. But either way, there's the birth of something new that you guys are going to be celebrating during Virgo season. And with the Page of Cups, you know, this is all about like starting off on the path of going after something that you love. So maybe whatever you guys are doing is something creative that you like to do, or something that brings you a lot of emotional fulfillment here. And I feel like there's an opportunity for you to really kind of just stop and smell the roses in a sense. Like there's an energy here of really peacefully enjoying your situation in your life, infusing more fun and joy into your life during this time. And the energy feels really balanced because it's like I was saying, you guys have a lot of like work or material energy, but you also have this energy of emotion, right? So it seems like so far during Virgo season, you guys have a lot to celebrate. I mean, you have a lot going on, lots of opportunity here for things to grow in a really beautiful way for you materially, but it feels like it's really being balanced out for your work life and your personal life in a lot of ways. Lots of opportunity to just stop and enjoy your life. Some of you guys may also, because I have to mention this, pages can also talk about receiving good news. So for some of you, this could be a message, a divine message that you receive during Virgo season with regard to this opportunity. So let's continue. We have awakening, a realization, shift, or discovery. Love this. We also have peace. Yes, wasn't I just saying this? Peace and contentment are coming to you. So this is definitely a time where, again, you're starting to see the fruits of your labor. Whatever you guys have been worrying about moving into Virgo season, I feel is going to be dissipated, right? Like peace is coming, relaxation is coming. And I think a lot of this is coming through you guys like either discovering something new or simply just shifting the way that you're looking at this situation again. Because, you know, Virgo, like I was saying in the beginning, it's like you guys are in this place of having put in effort towards something and not wanting that effort to go to waste, right? So it's all about your mindset and thinking about this situation in a different way so that you can manifest a different result, okay? Beautiful energy. So last card we have for you guys, we have harmony. As I create, I will share harmony divine with love and care. This is beautiful. So I think this is also just reaffirming that peace energy is coming into your life during Virgo season, pile one. But this is also kind of talking about creativity, which is kind of what I was picking up on here with the Three of Cups and the Page of Cups, right? So I think you all are sharing certain things that you're creating with others. And I feel like whatever you guys are sharing with others is what's creating this door to value for you. It's creating this abundant energy in your life. And I'm picking up on Virgo energy here because this is saying harmony divine with love and care, specifically with care, right? And so that's what I think of with this Virgo energy up here. It's like you are gently reassessing your circumstances, making sure that you're intentional with the work that you're doing and that nothing you've done is going to waste. You're finding a purpose for it. And putting it out there to the world with care and consideration for yourself and others. So pile one, this is beautiful energy. I'm really excited for you. I would love to hear from you in the comments down below what's happening for you leading up into Virgo season and how you felt this reading resonates with you. So please let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. This way you guys are aware of when I'm uploading new videos, and I will see you in a new one really soon. Bye. Hey there, pile number 2. If you guys picked out this Malachite egg, this is going to be your reading. Let's take a look and see what's happening for you guys during this upcoming Virgo season. So we're going to kick things off with your astrology cards, and then we have a whole stack to get through for you. So overall energy for you this season, we have the 8th house, And we have the 7th house. Interesting. So 8th house energy is talking about kind of like shared resources with others. And that's kind of interesting because you have the 7th house of relationships here. It's interesting because you guys picked Malachite. And so I was kind of feeling like, I wonder if this is going to be a pile that has to do more with like relationships or love in some way. Because Malachite is a really beautiful crystal for the heart chakra. So I'm wondering if for some of you guys, this upcoming Virgo season is having to do with shared resources with others, like shared resources with a love interest or a partner in your life. It doesn't necessarily have to be just like a romantic love interest. It can really be any person. But it definitely feels like you guys are moving through some situation here during Virgo season that has to do with your relationships in life. So the way that you are partnering up with others, whether it be business partnerships, romantic partnerships, family, it could really be any sort of relationship of significance that's being highlighted. Maybe it's one relationship for some of you. Maybe it's just the theme of reevaluating relationships for all of you. But, 8th house energy here, like I was saying, this is kind of about shared resources. So I do think of like shared bank accounts or something if you're in a romantic situation, or someone supporting you financially or something like that. It doesn't even have to be simply just financial. This can really be talking about any sort of like shared resources with others. So it can talk about like our bodies, our homes. Like, you guys will kind of probably know depending on your specific situation, but I am being drawn here to this skull energy because the skull is making me think of like the death card, death and rebirth in a sense. So it feels like for a lot of you guys, whatever this is sort of like a new change or an imminent change that's coming through for a relationship in your life. So let's continue. I want to get more info. So we have rest and rejuvenation, and we have caring connections. Yeah, you see? Some of you guys, this could be, when it's talking about like, when I said shared resources, this could be talking about something physical within your connection or just connections in general, because with rest and rejuvenation coming up here, this is making me feel like your body is needing rest, right? So whatever you're sharing that, involves your physical being, there's like a change here to your physical body, getting more rest than maybe it has before. So for a lot of you, this could actually feel like a really beneficial thing, right? If you have support from a partner, from a caring connection, who's able to kind of take that burden off of your shoulders with something stressful in your life, and now you're able to get in a little bit more physical rest for your physical body, right? More peace coming into your life. This could just be talking in general as well, you guys, about how you kind of show up in your relationships. It doesn't have to mean a specific one. For some of you, I feel like it is a specific one being highlighted here, but for others of you, this could be talking a little bit about like setting better boundaries in your relationships altogether, making sure that you are only attracting in connections that bring a sense of peace to you and don't deplete you of your own independence or deplete you of your peace. But yeah, with caring connections coming up here, this definitely is reaffirming that there is a relationship of significance that this is talking about for a lot of you guys. Whereas for others, I think, again, it's more general. It's about like setting those boundaries and making sure that you are only attracting in truly high vibrational connections that you deserve and desire to be around, caring connections. So this is interesting. Let's continue. So we have 10 of Cups, beautiful. We have the Star, and then we have the Queen of Swords, very interesting. So this shared resources energy with the 8th house is really interesting because the 10 of Cups is all about family. So for some of you guys, this could have to do with like a family member, like maybe a husband, maybe a lot of you guys are getting married or like moving in with someone or kind of furthering along your connection with them, taking it to the next level, building a family, things like that. But I think for others of you, For others of you, this could be more about like you already have this family unit built up, and there's a reevaluation here of how you're doing things in the relationship. But, again, I'm getting this period of healing here with the star card. Like, the star really talks about rejuvenation and having gone through kind of a rough time. And that's kind of what I'm picking up here with this energy of rest and rejuvenation. It feels like you guys kind of coming into Virgo season, maybe you've been under a lot of stress or gone through kind of a tumultuous situation here, whether it's by yourself or with this partner that I'm channeling. And it feels like this is going to be a beautiful period of healing and renewal for this connection, but also for yourself. It's like for some of you, I feel like you have a partner in your life that's coming in and making life easier for you in a way, whereas for others of you, I feel like this is an energy of healing this connection through the way that you're showing up for each other. You guys, I want to say also, like with this 8th house, because the 8th house can also kind of talk about like there's certain things, like it's mystery, right? So meaning like there's certain things that's like in the underworld in a way is what I'm getting with this. I don't know. I'm just intuitively reading it, but like it's making me feel like there's sort of like some shadow work energy that's being done within your connection, or just in general, shadow work being done about your relationships that you have in your life. And so I think that through doing some of this deep digging into the way that you exchange generally with others, it's helping you to heal. It's helping you to heal and become re-inspired and reinvigorated about yourself and about relationships. And closing things out here with this Queen of Swords, there's definitely this energy of being fair and balanced, but also like I'm getting that energy, like I was saying, of setting boundaries. You know what I mean? Queen of Swords is definitely not one to suffer fools, So if you guys have been like taken advantage of by people in the past, or, even within this situation, I do see a sharpness here with the Queen of Swords of like you kind of standing in your power, still remaining fair. But this is also about being a bit emotionally detached from something, because it's allowing you to, that emotional detachment is allowing you to make more logical and clear-minded decisions. Right? Being able to, I'm getting like Libra energy from this, like being able to be even keeled. Libra energy does talk about relationships, but making sure that we're in fair relationships where the right thing is happening for all. It's interesting too that we have a lot of this winter energy here with the Queen of Swords, which is making me feel again like this death and rebirth kind of vibe, because the winter season is when things start to cool down, right? We go into that period of rest so that we're able to rest and hibernate and then reemerge in the spring fresh and new. So again, it feels like something is changing, something is shifting within your connections here. We have denial, failure to accept a situation, unhealthy cycles or addictions, okay? We also have balance. Yeah, juggling too many things at once, finding time for yourself. Yeah, that's awesome, you guys. Like, it's like, yeah, it's not that you don't want to show up for your relationships, but I'm definitely getting this really strong message here about boundaries and balancing. And even though you have this beautiful family energy here and we have the relationship energy coming through, I'm definitely feeling like this healing energy, this Queen of Swords, and this rest and rejuvenation is specifically talking about you, my viewer, versus the relationship itself. So there's an energy here of like taking some things off of your plate and making sure that you are also prioritizing yourself. And I think the way that you're able to find this balance during Virgo season is through clearly communicating with your partner what your needs are, but also taking a more logical and emotionally detached stance, right? Because again, the more emotionally enmeshed into something, the harder that it can be for us to make the right decision, because we're going at it from a place of emotion versus logic. So the logic helps you to sort of see it from a higher perspective and do what you know is right for you and everyone else involved. This here, denial, failure to accept a situation, unhealthy cycles or addictions. I feel like this is what you guys are breaking during Virgo season. Like there's something here that you're delving into shadow work wise around this relationship or just relationships in general. And there's an identification here of something that isn't working for you anymore. And I do see you guys balancing this out as you're moving through Virgo season, through going through a period of self-healing. So this is really interesting, guys. We have one more card for you, which is grace. Grace, blessing, come to me to set me free. This is also showing me relationships here, friendship, right? So I think that for you guys, when I'm reading this message here about grace, I feel that this is about giving yourself some grace, forgiveness work, right? So maybe you guys have to forgive a relationship, a person this month, but I also think that it's about giving yourself some grace, you guys. Like maybe there's some guilt here around whatever boundaries you're setting in this connection or these connections in your life. And so you guys are really being guided here with the grace card to give yourself some grace and be gentle with yourself. Because ultimately it feels like you're putting down boundaries and doing whatever is right for you because you know it's what's right for you. And so through that forgiveness work, through giving yourself some grace, through giving others grace, it's sort of very freeing, right? Because we don't have that guilt on our shoulders. We know that we're doing the right thing that's needed for ourselves and others involved. So pile 2, this is a really interesting read for Virgo season. I wasn't expecting to get one that was so relationship heavy, but it sounds like this is important to a lot of you out there who picked pile 2. So please drop me a comment below. Let me know what's been going on with you leading up to Virgo season. Let me know how this reading resonates with your situation. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. This way you all are aware of when I'm uploading new videos. And I will see you in a new reading very soon. Bye. Hey there, pile number 3. If you guys picked out this Tiger's Eye sphere, this is going to be a reading. Let's go ahead and see what Virgo season has in store for you. We're going to kick things off with your overall energy here with your astrology cards, and then we have a whole stack to get through. So starting things off for you, we have Cancer, and then we have the 3rd house. Okay. So I definitely feel like this season, Virgo season, there's an energy here with the 3rd house of kind of revisiting the way that you are communicating in some of your relationships. With Cancer being here, I feel like you guys are learning how to communicate from a more like nurturing, loving perspective, being more tapped into your emotions of how you feel inside. The 3rd house talks about like siblings, sibling-like relationships, work relationships, acquaintances, things like that. But this can really have to do with anything or anyone in your life that you guys feel is significant. Don't limit yourself to just those themes unless they resonate with you. But I'm feeling like I don't really always read numerology, but the 4 and the 1, this reduces down to a 5. It adds to a 5. And 5s in numerology have to do with challenges and big changes. So I definitely feel like this is a month where you guys are maybe changing the way that you are communicating with someone in your life or a certain type of person or a category of people within your life. And it's really coming from a more like Cancer energy is emotional energy, but it's also like parental kind of energy too, which is kind of interesting because it's like we have parent-sibling kind of dynamic going on here for some of you. But, this is about being more nurturing in the way that you show up to these relationships. Maybe being more compassionate, maybe allowing that tough exterior to melt. Because, the crab, it has that tough exterior, but it's very soft and squishy inside. And this is how I feel about most Cancers, like that I know, is a lot of times they can have this sort of front that everything's okay, or they have this tough exterior, but deep down inside, there's a lot of emotion and a lot of things that they feel. So it could be about you guys learning to express yourself in a more healthy way to others, or just, again, being able to be a little bit more nurturing in the way that you go about delivering communication. So let's just continue. Let's see how this builds out. We have the fourth chakra. Yeah, this is the heart chakra. That makes so much sense, you guys. Oh, I love this. And then we also have patience. Okay. Yeah, so I think you guys are also like with that fourth chakra, this is just further confirming what I was talking about here with Cancer. So the fourth chakra, this is all about opening up your heart, being more compassionate, being more forgiving, being more open at expressing yourself, being vulnerable. You know what I mean? Maybe you guys are practicing this with certain relationships in your life that are more, I don't want to say surface level, but for some of you, I'm getting that you're starting to practice this more in some of like your more casual relationships to help prepare you for when meaningful relationships need this energy. Does that make sense? That just for some of you. But either way, there's an emphasis here on forgiveness, opening up your heart, again, being more compassionate, empathetic, vulnerable to express your feelings, getting rid of this tough shell of the crab. And with patience coming through here, what I'm getting with this is that this is a slow process, right? You may not get the results you want overnight. It might be hard for you to embody this energy in a quick way. This is something that you're working on. It's going to be a journey. I also think, though, that for some of you that are wanting a specific type of result through your communication with whoever this is or whatever group of people this is talking about, there's a need here to be patient with them as well. Not generalizing here, but I do know of some Cancers in my life who can be a little bit impatient. I don't think that's necessarily a trait of all of them, but I know some that are, right? So either way, though, this is about learning to exercise a little bit more patience and flexibility with others versus being so like rigid and fixed in what you want and how you want it, and the result that you're looking for right away. Let's continue. Moving into tarot. Whoop. We have a Two of Pentacles, a King of Swords. Yeah, sharp energy there. And a Five of Pentacles. Interesting. For some of you guys, this communication energy could be talking about work, a work situation, or colleagues, coworkers, because we have Pentacles coming up here, which have to do with like our tangible material realm. It doesn't have to be that, though. It's interesting, I'm getting children here. So for some of you, this could have to do with communication with your children or more youthful people around you, or people who are maybe not as mature as you. Like this could be like boss or like a power dynamic energy is what I'm getting here for some of you guys. And I'm getting here, if this doesn't have to do with children, you guys, what I'm getting from this energy is to try to, maybe to help with your patience, try to look at the people that you're having difficulty with through the lens of children. Meaning like, if they're doing behaviors that are frustrating you or triggering you and you don't understand it, it might be good to envision them as like a little kid. And ask yourself like, okay, if a little child was doing this type of behavior that's annoying me or making me mad, why would they be doing it? Where's that coming from? What would that little child need from me? And I can tell you from personal experience, sometimes that can help you let your guard down and be a little bit more compassionate with others. Because we tend to, like, as when adults are behaving badly, we tend to like expect more of them because they're an adult and theoretically they should have learned this behavior by now is not right. But that's ultimately not always the case. You know, we're all on our own learning and healing journey here. So there could be this energy that may help you guys of being able to see it from, if you see them doing the behavior through a child, it can help you to like let your guard down and be a little bit more patient and understanding with them. So yeah, it's like Two of Pentacles is all about like weighing a decision. I'm again getting this like, remember I said power dynamic energy? Like I'm getting that here because we have like this person up here, this person below, and it's kind of flexing up and down, right, with the seesaw. And I'm wondering if this is sort of the way these relationships have been built from foundation, right? there's something about the power dynamic that fluctuates, or there's like a back and forth energy here. And maybe this is both of your inner children coming up. You know what I mean? It could be helpful to look at yourself and your behavior through that lens as well, like we talked about. But yeah, like, you know, with this King of Swords, this is very sharp energy, you guys. Like, this is very sharp. This is very logical, reason and logic over heart. And this is someone who's very detached from their emotions. And so with you guys having this energy of Cancer and the fourth chakra coming up here, I definitely think that there is a need to kind of tap more into your feelings. Yeah, I think there's a need to tap more into your feelings. And it doesn't mean, you know, because one good thing about a King of Swords is because they are so logical, they're very good at structure and boundaries and like, you know, they think things through, right? Strategically before they act. And I think it's okay to still embody some of this, but I think what Spirit is asking you to do is to infuse more heart into what you're doing this month or this season. And I think that with the Five of Pentacles here, this is all about feeling like we're down and out. We're sad about something. We feel like we've lost out on something. There's a lot of storm energy around us. And so there could be a situation here with your communication where you need to deal with a problematic situation in your life. And there is going to be a need to be logical, but there's also a need here to not be afraid to ask for support or help if you need to, which is good. It's where being vulnerable is going to be really helpful to you. So let's continue here. Let's see. So we do have stress, cleanse and detoxify from unnecessary commitments. Yep, that's making a lot of sense here. We also have confession, releasing a secret, pursuing virtue through honesty. So communication is definitely important. There's going to have to be something here that you guys get off your chest during Virgo season. And I feel like this is going to kind of lift a weight off of your shoulders. Now, for some of you guys, this could actually be someone else coming in and confessing something to you. So I think you will know if that's for you as it plays out. But this is also talking about pursuing virtue through honesty. So learning to be honest. Not that you guys aren't, but being honest about how you feel, being transparent about how you feel, lowering your guard and being vulnerable enough to ask for help if you need it. And I do see here with stress, to cleanse and detoxify from unnecessary commitments, there is going to be a need here to ask for help from your network. If you're feeling stressed out about a situation and you're feeling like there's too much going on that you're not able to handle on your own. The other cool thing too here is though, like with this card, with him being out in the rain is a very detoxifying, purifying energy, right? So I think for some of you guys, this period during Virgo season, any challenges or stress that you are experiencing, while it may feel uncomfortable in the moment, you have another 5 here, right? While it may feel uncomfortable in the moment, it's actually purifying at the same time. There's a lesson in this for you that's going to help to like evolve you and make you better for the next time you may encounter a circumstance like this. Final card, we have friendship. This says, bring to me friendship true, sharing laughter, understanding too. So there's more of this energy of communication with, remember how I was talking about like practicing this vulnerability through more like, casual relationships first. You know what I mean? So I'm really being drawn to how this is saying sharing laughter, understanding too. So I think that this is a period of time where you guys are learning to like, you know, become, again, more compassionate and understanding toward others, even if you don't agree with their behavior and what they're doing. It's about accepting people for who they are, having fun, enjoying your connections, and not expecting people to be super perfect. You know what I mean? Remember Virgo, I said in the intro, this is perfectionist energy. So that could be playing into some of the challenges you guys may be facing during Virgo season here. But it's definitely a theme for you guys around opening up your heart and being a little bit more compassionate and understanding with the connections you have in your life. And for some of you, I definitely feel like maybe what you're doing during Virgo season is cleansing and detoxifying some of those friendships because you're wanting to purify and manifest in more genuine friendships that are going to be able to align with you, truly in values. And maybe some of these people that you currently have in your life don't align with you or don't treat you with respect, do leave you feeling out or less than, right? So I see through challenge, this is also number 5, 1 and 4, but through these challenges during this time, you guys, it's bringing in positive change ultimately for you. So pile 3, we're going to go ahead and close the reading out here, but I would love to hear from you in the comments. What aspects resonate with your situation? What's been going on with you leading up to Virgo season? Please let me know down below. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. This way you guys are aware of when I upload new videos, and I'll see you in a new one really soon. Bye.